I'm Rachel James from the ClickStart team at the Open University. The ClickStart with the OU programme is part of a nationwide ClickStart training initiative developed by the Institute of Coding and funded by Nominet. Now, I know many of you have already enrolled and have started studying courses, and these webinars aim to provide you with just that extra bit of support to help you shape your personal and career development. This afternoon, I'm joined by Professor Chitra Balakrishna. She is a professor of cybersecurity at the Open University with almost 25 years experience spanning across academia and industry in the areas of cybersecurity, data networking, mobile communication technology and application. But before I hand over to Chitra, you'll notice that your microphones and cameras have been disabled. The chat box will also be disabled for most of the webinar to minimize any distractions, but you can submit a question at any time in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. At the end of the presentation, Chitra will answer as many of your questions as possible. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Chitra, the Professor of Cybersecurity at the Open University and the creator of the Cyber Fundamentals course on ClickStart. Chitra, over to you.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, everyone, for joining this webinar. There are quite a few of you. We're pleased with the numbers. I'm going to share my presentation just now. If we could confirm, Rachel, I don't know if you are able to confirm if the slides are visible.
I can see your slides, yes.
Fantastic. So yeah, thank you all for joining us. The purpose of this webinar is, of course, to provide you with an overview of the Cyber Foundation course. I'm happy to speak about my motivations behind creating this course and the purpose that I intend this course will serve. Apart from that, I would like to also talk a bit about cybersecurity in general. So the talk today is going to be split into 3 small parts. Don't worry when I mention these parts, each of them wouldn't take too long. I will start off with why should you be interested in cybersecurity in the first place, and a bit about why cybersecurity has come to become everybody's business. So a bit of a setting of the scene, and then we move on to providing you with introduction to the Cyber Foundation course itself, the contents and how the course was designed and how you can navigate the course. There are several novel and innovative features in the course. I'll speak about them as well, which includes game-based learning as well as learner behavioral analytics. The course itself is fairly innovative in terms of making it personalized, suited to your current knowledge and needs. And then, of course, I will bring the webinar to a close by talking a bit about the next steps, what sort of cyber careers that exist, and where are the guidance and what sort of frameworks exist for you if you want to begin your journey in pursuing a career in cybersecurity. What's the way forward is how I'd like to end the webinar. So let us get started. I usually like to start most of my talks, lectures, by engaging with my audience. I know this is not a live webinar; it's an online interaction. So I'd like to use Mentimeter to get your thoughts on one of the key question that I have on mind before we get started with the webinar itself. If I could request you to scan that QR code, that should take you to Mentimeter. If you're not familiar with Mentimeter, it's just an online tool for polling and for gathering, participant opinions on an online interaction such as this one. So if you can kindly scan the QR code using your mobile phones and get to it is absolutely safe and secure. As a security person, I can say that Mentimeter is a very secure website, and none of your data will be captured as part of this interaction. It's a temporary poll using the QR code, and there's just one single question. So yeah, if you can scan the QR code and answer the question there that basically states, according to you, why is it important to learn about cybersecurity? Try and answer in 1 or 2 words, keyword that springs into your mind when you read that question. Why is it important to learn about cybersecurity or know about cybersecurity at all? I'll see if I can actually stream the live responses. Yeah, I've had several responses already. Protection, absolutely. Security, absolutely. Career development, career, personal interest, protection of data. Yeah, everyone's data, people, personal data, as well as data that is important for the society, secure society. Future career, understanding the risks that there exist. Yeah, absolutely. Fascinating responses there. Due to the rise of data being stolen, yeah, lots and lots of events and data breaches that are happening, and it's on a drastic increase. Yeah, the country relies on it, absolutely. Yeah, fantastic answer. Keep your data safe, fantastic. Fraud, national security, risk management, fabulous. I'm going to look at all the other responses as we carry on with the webinar. Thank you very much for participating on that. So absolutely, cybersecurity, as I said, has become everybody's business as a consequence of us transferring from a regular physical world into a digital world. The society we're living in is, slowly but surely, transforming into a digital society where everything, right from our personal interactions to professional interactions to our finances to shopping to work, everything has gone online, more so following the pandemic, where the world went online, right? So what's going to follow is I'm going to answer some of the key questions that springs to your mind, such as why is it important? Why has it suddenly become important that everybody not just knows about cybersecurity, but understands cybersecurity? Why has it become a critical need of the hour? And then a few other questions that springs from there will also be answered, but I'm going to answer them using some of the pre-recorded video snippets. The voice that you will hear will be mine. The images and the videos that was created is all by me. So thank you for watching those little snippets that'll follow. But we will weave our interactions around those very short snippets in the next few slides. I hope that's all right. Okay, so we conduct our lives online now. We do, but what has it? What's the consequence of leading our lives online, conducting all our personal, professional, and financial businesses and transactions online? So this snippet is all about that. I hope the audio is clear.
People of all ages use the internet for exchanging money, connecting with family and friends, shopping, for learning, and for entertainment, and even trusting it with the most intimate aspects of their lives. And why not? Internet was designed to manifest all these possibilities and many more. But one thing internet was never designed for is to offer you security and privacy. We have begun to suffer the dark consequences of the internet in the form of cybercrimes, ransomware, being victims to online scams. In this digital world, knowing what to do and doing what it takes to protect your information is no more an option.
So one of the key questions, I hope that was clear, both the video and the audio. One of the key questions is, internet was not designed to provide you with security and privacy. I'll answer that question in a few slides, in a few minutes from now. But before that, I think it is quite clear that the number of threats, data breaches, hacks, not just on large corporations. You hear in the news every other day that there's a large bank that had a data breach or an attack. A large software corporation had a data breach or an attack, or a nation state has conducted a cyber attack on another nation state, etc. But it's just not that. You're also hearing about various scams and attacks on personal data and loss of reputation and loss of financial loss and other sort of damages to personal to individuals and on personal data. So that's also on the rise. So as I said, it's no more an option to know about cybersecurity and how to keep oneself and one's data safe online. It's become more or less critical and mandatory. So what's the consequence of going online, conducting our lives online? You end up having what we call as the digital identity, other than your physical identity. So let's understand, what does it mean to have a digital identity, and what consequences does that lead to in this little snippet.
Did you know? Did you know every time you use the internet, whether to shop, to play, to pay your bills, or read the news, or watch a film, or connect with friends, or even while you mindlessly scroll through YouTube shorts or Instagram stories, you leave behind a trace of yourself online. A name, a date of birth, an email address, your favorite color, the school you went to, etc. All these pieces of information are scattered across the internet like pieces of a puzzle, waiting to be put together to create a full picture of you. Together, these pieces of information form your digital identity. Anyone getting hold of your digital identity can legitimately impersonate you, can access your emails, your social media profiles, shopping accounts, and even your online banking account.
Okay, so it's now clear that once we start conducting our transactions and interactions online, your digital identity becomes that much more valuable. But have you ever wondered what really is the value of all that personal data that you have online? Why should anybody, for that matter, be it a hacker or not, be interested in your personal data? What's your favorite color, or what's your favorite, which school did you go to? Why should that sort of data interest anyone at all? And does it have any monetary benefit? Do the hackers have any monetary benefit knowing those pieces of data? And how do they actually exploit knowing those personal pieces of data? The next snippet here.
Did you know every time you use the internet, whether to shop, play?
Yeah, I was playing the same video again. So the snippet here provides you with a very quick peek into what your personal data is actually worth. Many of us often wonder, why should anybody be interested? But there are a huge community of hackers on what we call as the dark net, who are very much interested in what we normally consider as benign and insignificant data. When they put together all of that data, they could potentially, as previously said, launch an attack, not just on your email or your Amazon sort of online account, but also on your banking and financial account, which could potentially lead both to reputational damages as well as to economical and financial damages. So let's have a quick peek into this video that talks about the value of your personal data.
Do you know the value of your online personal data? You might wonder, I'm not a celebrity, so why would anyone care about my personal information, like my name, my address, date of birth, or even my favorite color? The truth is, in the digital world, all personal data has value, whether you're a celebrity or not. Some of the personal information might seem insignificant on its own, but when put together, can pose a serious risk. There is a growing, sophisticated market for selling and buying such stolen data in increasingly organized ways on the dark web. Scammers and hackers who buy your personal data on the dark web can put the pieces together, steal your identity, and impersonate you for their own gain. As we conduct more of our lives online, our digital identities have never been more valuable or vulnerable. It's more important than ever to recognize the value of your personal data and take steps to protect it.
Okay, so obviously your personal information, which you normally consider as very insignificant, has some value to some player on the internet, particularly on the dark net. a snippet for you. I was also worked as an academic consultant on a BBC daytime telly series that released 2 years ago called the Dirty Rotten Scammers. I had the opportunity to speak with and understand a variety of cases that has happened in the real life, who have had severe personal losses, financial loss, reputational loss due to scamming, digital scamming. And while we tried to dissect all those various attacks on individuals, the one thing that came across strongly was bare understanding and awareness of fundamental principles of cybersecurity was lacking amongst the population, and that was critical in order to create a safe and secure society. So one of the answers that I saw in the Mentimeter, which said national security, securing your country is made up of its people, and people are often considered as the weakest link when it comes to security. If we can, empower the people, create that awareness of what it takes to keep themselves and their personal data safe online, and we can create a secure society, a secure nation, and secure economy, eventually. So it's just not for yourself, but there's a larger good for the society and to the nation to be able to, once you have the, understanding and awareness of basic cybersecurity principles. So we've been harping around the dangers of the internet, the fact that we've all gone online and everything's happening online, and there's this dangerous set of people sitting online prying on your data, and internet is very, very, very unsafe or not very secure. I'm sure most of you would have wondered, why can't the architects or the engineers of the internet just make it safe? Why can't we just fortify it? Or why is internet not secure in the first place? Why wasn't it designed to be secure? So I might not be able to answer all those questions. Some of it does involve a lot of technical details, but cutting the long story short, I could definitely answer that question. Answer that question very briefly in this video snippet. So why is the internet not secure? Oops, I can't seem to move this. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to move the. Oh, for some reason, okay, I'm going to play the video anyway. So this snippet provides you with some answers, in simple terms as to why internet was not designed to be secure.
So why is the internet not secure? Long story short, it began at a time when computers were massive and powerful machines called supercomputers or mainframes. They were so expensive that only the military, some universities, and certain government organizations owned them. Security wasn't a priority, as the early internet only consisted of trusted machines. The internet was designed to be open, to enable anyone to connect and easily share information. And that design worked. And how? We have nearly 6 billion people connected to the internet today and enjoying its benefits. Not to forget, any one of these 6 billion computers could potentially send another instructions to delete everything on it or take complete control over it. We call these viruses or malware. To put it simply, internet is like that house whose keys are with someone else. Would you trust it with your safety and your privacy? This doesn't mean you should avoid using the internet, but you should be aware of the risks and take steps to protect yourself.
Okay. I'm hoping that would have answered some of the questions you might have had when you're setting your journey about knowing, certain things about cybersecurity, making yourself aware about cybersecurity. So I thought we could set the scene by answering some of these questions. What is your digital identity? What's the value of your digital identity and your personal data that exists? And why is it that we can't escape being online anymore? We are already on it. And the next generation is going to be further digitally connected and interacting much more digitally than ever before. And more population across the globe, as I said, nearly 6 billion people across the globe are currently connected to the internet. So it is only going to be on the rise, the number of people using the internet and for the number of things that we are going to depend on the internet. So you can't escape that. But you can also not escape the fact that internet by design is not secure. So the onus is on every individual that uses the internet for a variety of purposes to equip themselves with the skills and the knowledge to protect themselves. So that's for everybody. But there's also the other side of the coin. There's plenty of the need, dire need, actually, a critical need for a vast number of cybersecurity professionals to defend against various threats, increasing threats and attacks. So there's going to be, the sector itself is going to be a burgeoning, growing sector for decades to come, for years to come. And the need for skilled cybersecurity professionals is going to be never ending. And there's going to be a severe demand for those skills and skilled professionals. So it's probably not a bad idea to start thinking as to, of a career in cybersecurity, or at least upskilling yourself with certain cybersecurity skills that is going to be applicable across all businesses. Cybersecurity is going to be relevant whether you're going to be in this field of medicine or finance or insurance or legal profession or any business. It does. Cybersecurity is no more limited to IT or a specific business alone. It cuts across all businesses and all sectors. So there, as I said earlier, it might not be a bad idea to start thinking about a possible career in cybersecurity. So there are some misconceptions, of course, about cybersecurity in general, not just about knowing about cybersecurity, but also about cybersecurity careers and career pathways. One of the main misconception, of course, is the fact that anything to do with cyber is complex and highly challenging, involves advanced technical skills, programming skills. So it certainly is a misconception. Cybersecurity is an umbrella term, and that it encompasses a variety of aspects of protecting and defending against threats and breaches in the digital world. And much of those skills and roles are not technical in nature, and many of those roles do invite professionals from other disciplines who can bring transfer some of the skills from other disciplines into the cyber sector. So one of the key misconceptions that I often try to address in many of my talks is the fact that cybersecurity is not only technical. It does involve certain roles do involve technical skills, programming skills, but that's a small proportion of cybersecurity roles. There's a wide set of roles and positions available, skills required, that does not necessarily involve technical or programming skills, right? So let me dive into Cyber Foundations course that I have designed for the ClickStart program. The similar course was designed for a previously funded program, and that course has been adapted for ClickStart. So the novelty, the innovative aspect of Cyber Foundations is the fact that it is embedded with what I call as the game-based learning method, serious game mechanics. I've used actual games, embedded actual games as part of the learning materials in this course to help demystify some of the complex topic areas within cybersecurity. And the course also uses what I refer to as the learner behavioral analytics to assess the learner's current security aptitude, learner's current knowledge, so we can personalize the learning to suit the learner's profile. So it's not a one-size-fits-all sort of a course. It does have elements of personalization, element of adaptation to your own knowledge. So the way the course itself is structured, I'll talk a bit about the course in a minute, but the broad design principle of the course is we begin with assessing the learner's current knowledge to understand any gaps in the knowledge, any roadblocks in their learning. Some of those gaps and roadblocks could emerge from past negative learning experiences. You might have had previous learning experiences that was either not engaging, or not motivating enough for you to complete the course, or that simply you might not have acquired a certain piece of knowledge. So all of that is assessed as part of a game-based intervention. And then that's analyzed. And then, of course, the course itself is adapted or personalized to some extent. I wouldn't say the course is fully personalized or adapted, but we've attempted some element of personalization and adaptation to suit your requirement, to bridge those specific knowledge gaps that has been identified. So that's the broad design principle of the Cyber Foundation course. So the project AIM, so what was the purpose of the course and what we intend it will serve is we are hoping that the game-based intervention and the novel, innovative learning methods employed in the course will help improve and promote intrinsic motivation and active learning experiences amongst the adult learners that this course is catered to, using the game-based mechanics. Right. So most courses, most learning, the learners get disengaged with or are not motivated enough to complete is because either the course is a one-size-fits-all or a generic e-learning package with no interaction or engagement. We've tried to address that using the game-based mechanics and various interactions and infographics and videos that are embedded as part of this course. We're also trying to target learners who may not feel that they have the knowledge or the aptitude to reskill into this burgeoning sector, as I said, a growth area that is going to have a clear skills gap for years to come. So many of the learners might not have that confidence that they have the capability, the knowledge, or the aptitude to pursue something in cyber, which commonly is misconceived as being complex, challenging, or requiring advanced technical skills, etc. So we wanted to sort of lower those entry barriers. Last but not the least, of course, the key purpose of this course is to demystify cybersecurity for all, whether you're going to pursue a cybersecurity career or just going to equip yourself with the skills required for cyber awareness and keeping yourself and your data safe online. So that was the aim of the project, and we're hoping it will we will be successful in achieving that intended aim. So the course itself, once you register, is a 24 hours of study. I will tell you how the 24 hours of study is split in a minute. It is pitched at a very introductory level. So the idea is to provide the basic introduction of foundations of cyber fundamentals in this course across the 24 hours of study. Of course, at the end of the study, once you pass all the stage gate quizzes and assessments, you will gain a successful badge of completion at the end. Okay, and the course itself, the 24 hours of learning, is spread across 8 weeks of study. So basically leading to 3 hours of study each week. But of course, it's flexible as to how you treat your learning journey, but that's how the learning has been planned out, with 8 weeks of study. Each week, you will be introduced to one foundational topic within cybersecurity, starting from the fundamental aspects of the internet, the network architectures, to various protocols that run the internet, to the various specific threats and attacks that exist online, to the solutions that are available in terms of cryptography, passwords, etc., password and password management, etc. And finally, sort of equipping the learners, one, of course, the knowledge and the skill to protect oneself and one's data, also with a foundation good enough to then pursue further advanced learning in the area. So if you do intend to advance your learning from the cyber foundations, the knowledge that you would have gained in the foundations course would be good enough, would set the stage for you to progress in that journey. Okay, and where do the games feature in the course? Each week, your learning basically starts with a game. So you play the game, and the game itself is basically designed in a form of role-based storytelling and various interactions that happens as part of that story-based narrative embedded in the game. And there are various engaging interactions and questions that you may have to answer as part of the game. Try to ensure you make those choices and questions are answered in the most intuitive way in a given situation, like the way you would have normally acted in the real world situation, because your choices and decisions you make in the game helps identify the gaps in your knowledge and understanding. So then we can appropriately adapt or personalize the course, the learning journey for you in the Cyber Foundations course. So that's how the game is embedded in the learning. Each week's learning begins with a game. And this is a snippet of the first week's game, which is about 5 pillars of security. Broadly, this is, again, a quick snapshot of what the game does. As I said, each game starts with a basic game-based scenario. Usually, it'll be built around a story-based narrative. It will be based on a specific concept of cybersecurity, and all games will have certain rules and will elicit certain actions from you as the player of the game, and those actions will then be assessed to identify your potential gaps. Once you complete the game, the student will receive the learner will receive one of the 2 outputs as amber pathway or a green pathway. Amber pathway basically indicates that you still have some gaps in the knowledge and you'll follow an amber pathway of learning. And green pathway basically indicates that you do seem to understand some of the basic concepts the game has tried to impart, and therefore you can follow a fast route learning journey. These personalization and adaptation are optional. They're only a recommendation. They're not mandatory. You are free to follow your own learning journey on the course. Okay, that's the broad guideline. So that sort of ends the discussion around the Cyber Foundation course. Apart from Cyber Foundations as part of the ClickStart program, Open University has been working on creating a talent pool for a sustainable cybersecurity capability for the nation for very many years now. The funding received from the Institute of Coding in 2018 is one such, and we've had several initiatives and courses. So Open University does offer both formal and informal training and learning courses made available to the general population, anyone for that matter, who would like to just equip themselves with cybersecurity skills or would like to pursue a cybersecurity qualification or a career, right? So I'll quickly go through what sort of formal or informal learning that Open University offers in addition to the ClickStart program that you're currently going to be enrolled on, the Cyber Foundations. In addition to that, you can also explore our platform, the Open Learn platform, which offers several free and open cybersecurity and digital courses to equip yourselves with those skills, right? In addition to that, if you're interested in pursuing a formal qualification in cybersecurity, feel free to request a prospectus for one of our, really most popular qualification, not just in the school, but across the university, BSc Honors in Cybersecurity. I'd be happy to answer any questions on this course because I lead the course and the qualification within the university. So feel free to download a prospectus, learn about what formal qualification that does entail and what does it offer to you if you're trying to pursue a career in cybersecurity. Now I'm sort of going to summarize the webinar and then speak about the next steps. So why is it important for you to perhaps not just get yourself aware about cybersecurity, but also start thinking about cybersecurity as a career or a formal qualification, equip yourself with those skills and qualifications required? Because of this, which I've already reiterated earlier, the global problem of cybersecurity skills shortage. It's an ongoing global problem. We currently have, the statistics is quite old. We currently have more than 4 million jobs unfilled each year in cybersecurity. There's plenty of roles available. While you have several sectors that are being displaced, jobs being displaced due to automation, due to artificial intelligence, due to robotics and all of that, there is this one sector that's burgeoning, that's growing. So it may be sensible to even reskill and upskill yourself to move from one sector into this growing cybersecurity sector. So there's every reason why one should consider training in cybersecurity. So if you're beginning to explore careers and career opportunities within cybersecurity, there are a variety of sources for you. I'm sure you will be given a list of links and online resources available for that, hopefully very soon in the chat window. The first one, of course, is the UK Cybersecurity Council, which is authority for professionalizing and making sure that the cybersecurity as a discipline is streamlined. So the council has created 16 specialisms, and if you go through the link of the council, you can actually explore each of those specialisms, various roles that are available in all those specialisms. And if you notice, not all of those specialisms would involve very advanced technical skills or complex programming skills. So this is the effort that's happening within the UK. Within Europe, we also have ENISA. This is a body that has created European career skills framework and has defined several roles within cybersecurity that is going to be used as a standard across European region. So you have several roles that, and if you, again, the links will be provided to you. If you click the link, you can go through the details of each of those roles, what kind of qualifications, experience, and skills are required for these roles and careers. So you can start thinking about planning a career and career roadmap within cyber using these resources. That sort of brings me to the end of my webinar. I hope you found this useful. Rachel will probably provide a bit more about what's the next step within the within the ClickStart program. And I'm also open to any questions you may have.
Fantastic. Thank you ever so much, Chitra. That was fantastic. And just to pick up on that, the ClickStart program that we offer with the Open University does have two learning pathways. The cybersecurity pathway consists of the Cyber Foundation course that Trishna has spoken about today, and that progresses on to the Cisco Certified Support Technician, the CCST. And the course material for this is hosted on the Cisco's learning platform. If you want to hear more about the Cisco CCST, join us for a webinar about it, about industry certificates on Monday, the 17th of February. I've put all the information in the chat there in a PDF, and that's got all the links there. So Chitra, I'm just conscious of the time. I just wondered if we've had quite kind of an active Q&A, lots of people kind of coming in with some questions. So, lots about kind of career changes. One that says, can you explain what type of non-technical roles this course can lead to?
Several roles within the cybersecurity risk, assurance, audit, as well as entry-level roles of cyber analysts, as well can be led. Understanding of, there are various industry certifications offered, of course, by Cisco, which is a leading certification provider in this space. Certifications such as Cyber Essentials, Cyber Operations can be successfully completed upon completing this course, because you would have had all those foundational elements, delivered as part of ClickStart Cyber Foundations. So that would have set a stage for you to advance both your learning as well as take up industry relevant certifications to pursue a entry-level role. And many of the entry-level roles are not technical.
That's fantastic. I'm just very conscious of time. We've said that we would finish at 1:40, and it is 1:40 now. So thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm so sorry if you've submitted a question or we haven't got round to answering it, but we will be running this webinar again in the future. We do have some more webinars coming up. Like I've said, I've just popped them in the chat, so I hope you can join us for those. They will be included in the fortnightly newsletters, and you will also receive a reminder of the webinars on the day with all the joining information. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope you can see you next time, and thank you, everyone. Goodbye.